Hey guys, Kid Justice here, and today I'm going to talk about what happened to the Technocraft modpack. I did not give up on it. Well, I guess I did for a little bit, but now since 1.14, well, I mean 1.13 added data packs, but I didn't start rewriting it till 1.14. Since the addition of data packs has been added, I decided to rewrite it from the ground up. So right now, as you can see, there's a whole wall of chests right here, and I believe all of them hold like different categories of items except for one, because I don't have any special tools yet. But you can also see there's a bunch of different types of crafting places here. And there's also the smithing table, which now has a use. But I will be going over some of the stuff I have went through so far. So first off, our ingredients chest. This is just like, I changed some crafting recipes, so like if we take some cake mix and we put it in I think a furnace, if we like just put one in there, it should cook up. And same with these cookie doughs. So like if I take one, like if I take one of these, and that was the worst taking of one ever, but well, as you can see, the cake mix made a cake, and the chocolate chip cookie dough should make a chocolate chip cookie. And these are just ingredients. These three are just ingredients to make stuff, except the bread mix. The bread mix makes bread. Then sap. I think I may have already covered this in an earlier video, but there has been a change to it, so I will go over that in a second. So, as you can see, the chocolate chip cookie dough made a chocolate chip cookie when we cooked it in the furnace. So next up, we'll do the regular cookie dough, which makes a regular cookie. So there's now two types of cookies that you can make. I think chocolate chip cookie dough, you just add chocolate chips to cookie dough. And I'm pretty sure you make it in the crafting table if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So like, that's how you make cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough, and I can't seem to find regular cookie dough. Oh, there it is. That takes bread mix, butter, egg, and sugar. And that will make 4 cookie dough. So, yeah. Now, let's go over the bread mix because I don't want to spend too long on the first section. This video is already going to be 20 minutes long, I can tell, but oh well. What can you do? So, yeah, as you can see, the bread mix made bread, and to make bread mix, let's see. First, you'll need yeast, which you can make from a potato. I did actually look this up, and there is such a thing as potato yeast, I think. There's originally going to be a mushroom, but oh well. So, now bread is a lot cheaper because all you need is yeast and wheat, which that's breaking 2 crops instead of 3. So, you still need to find potatoes though, but if you find a village and raid it, then it'll be fine. So yeah, changes to sap. You could actually still go into the forge, and with a magma shard you can make rubber, which has no use at the moment because I am not done. But there's also a second use, because there is a new tag added called the custom model tag, well, custom model data, that allows me to change the sprite of any item with a certain code. So if we give ourselves some hunger, so I can actually eat this, which I didn't mean to give me it that long. Alright, don't worry about that. It'll be fine. So, when you actually eat this, you'll get, I have to close this first. Slowness and mining fatigue for 10 seconds. So, that's, the stuff in the ingredients chest. Now the seeds chest, there's seeds for the new crops like lettuce and corn, which I could plant these right now actually. So if we go over to this farmland over here, that's lettuce, that's corn. It is a little bit tilted, but oh well. Yeah. It's using technique to make it look like a block, but still looks pretty cool. We'll just let some of these crops grow while we're doing the showcase. They probably won't be grown all the way by the end of this, but oh well. So meat, we have like, so if each of these are 9, so that would be 36 plus 8, which I believe is 44 different types of meat. That's including the raw and cooked variants. Now, all these meats do kind of that regular meat things, except this one, which I will save that for later, actually. So that's some suspense. Then we have all these different types of fruits that come from these fruits. All of these fruits come from trees. So like, I believe the citrus ones come from birch trees. The banana and jungle fruit come from jungle trees, and then the pear comes from dark oak instead of apples. And the green apple is something you can find from an oak tree. Lettuce is one of the crops I planted. It's this one. And if I go back over here, spinach can actually be found by breaking grass. So it's a very good, it's very easy food source to find. And you can also get pine cones from spruce trees and coconuts from acacia trees. And if you cook up a pine cone, I think on the counter you get roasted pine nuts, which you can eat those, but you can't eat the pine cone because that would be the equivalent of eating wood. So I'm pretty sure no one wants to eat wood, so I guess that's why you need to cook them up, because there are actually nuts inside of a pine cone. Just certain types of pine cones have bigger nuts, and then those are the ones that are commercially available. But all pine cones have them. Coconuts, you actually have to crack them open, then you get coconut milk. So it's not in the foundry. You don't crack coconuts over a foundry. Be a little bit toasty. Coconut milk can be used by putting the coconut in the counter, and then you crack it open and you get 2 coconut milk. They also give you 2 free bowls, so it's pretty neat. Then we also have lemonade, limeade, and orange juice, which are probably obvious crafting recipes. You just need 4 lemons, limes, or oranges, and a water bottle, and you can make any of these, which will restore hunger and I think give you a slight speed boost. If I'm not sure. We can drink one right now and see. They all do the same effect for now. They give you regeneration for 20 seconds, so pretty useful actually. So yeah, that mostly covers the drink section, but if you had noticed, let's go over corn first. So corn, that's what these crops over here are. They are corn crops, so once they are fully grown, you can harvest them and then you get corn, which will have a roasted variant in the future, but I'm still working on that. Cactus chunks, I think this was also in the original one too. So if we go into survival and we eat one of these will give, this will restore 15 hydration, which it's called water now because I needed more space. But it's really useful for the nether because there's no water there and it is so easy to die of dehydration. So, especially when you fall into a fire or lava, then your hydration goes down faster and it's not fun. So that covers everything in the crop section. So, in the large chest we already went over cookies, and then vitality shards. These are actually found underground in an ore. They're like the only food item in here that comes from an ore. The ore kind of looks like that. And when you mine these, I need to give myself hunger first. Let's only give it to me for 1 second this time. Oh great. That's right, I haven't slept. So, actually, this is a perfect opportunity to show this off. So, what these will do is they will give you a whole nother health bar, and whenever you eat them, and when you eat them again, they'll also give you a nice regeneration effect that will regenerate your health. Now, if these things could die, that would be great. So, let's set it today. And now they'll all burn, so that's good. So disregarding those things, we also have shark fin soup from the new shark mob, which is right here. I will go over that later because if I spawn it here, it's just gonna die because no water. So yeah, that's a thing you can make with 2 shark fins and a bowl, and that'll make shark fin soup. Next is magic weapons, which these are probably the coolest things I've added so far in this rewrite. So let me just clear out some space right here. So we'll get the Tangling Webs, the Poseidon's Wrath, we already have one. External Combustion, Firestorm, the Decaying Skulls, and then the Infernius Staff. So at the bottom, you can see that these will cost mana. They have a mana cost at the bottom of them. But since we're in creative, that won't matter. So let's get some zombies. And let's go over to our test island, which is not looking too good because I may have had a little bit of fun, a bit of too much fun with explosives and such, but that's okay. So should have saw that coming. So first off, let's go with the Tangling Webs, which spiders. I did release a video of the Curse of the Shadow mod pack, and spiders do this in this rewrite. So this has like a very small chance of dropping from spiders, and you could use it to summon webs where you're where monsters are around you. Now, obviously, this won't work for spiders because they'll walk right through them, but it's still useful for everything else. Now, this Poseidon's Wrath will spawn from a drowned mob, and what this does is it'll summon tridents in every direction that come out from where you're standing. and it's kind of fun to play around with. And the tridents will actually disappear once they hit something, so it won't cause any lag. Let's save this one for last. The Firestorm, which has a... I think it drops from Nether Fortress chests, but what it does is there's a nice skeleton over here. It summons that thing, which will drop fire wherever it goes, but this thing is obviously in water, so it's not going to work. So instead, let's hit it with the decaying skulls. This thing is quite loud. But this thing drops from the wither when you kill it now, along with the nether star. And yeah, it'll summon the wither skull above any mobs around you, and then he'll come down and hurt them. Alright, and then next one we're going to go over is the Infernius Staff, which you can also find in nether fortresses. When you hit something with it, it does a decent amount of damage, and it also sets things on fire, but what it really does is, when you right click with it, it will summon a fireball, which you can then throw at whatever you're trying to kill. And these fireballs actually have a bit more of an explosion radius than the gas, so it's pretty cool. And then the final magic item, which is the External Combustion, which you could probably tell what it does by the name. It does a giant explosion. There we go. It does a big explosion wherever you use it, and it'll actually give you some resistance so you don't instantly die. Oh, this is or that was a shark, but then it seemed to have gotten on land. But that was one of the shark mobs I was talking about earlier, so let me go to the next item type. The next category we're going to go over is the weapons. So I'm going to spawn in a few enemies over here. They're going to make a ton of noise. So the first thing we're going to show off is the Lifesteal Sword, which whenever you hit with it, it will restore your life. It does exactly 4 hearts of damage, and it also restores exactly 4 hearts of life. Now, it will do more damage if you get a critical, but it'll still only do 4 health. Now, there are 2 guys down here, and this is found in dungeons, so you'll have to go underground in dungeons to find these. But the next one is the swordfish, which is a very rare fish that you can get from fishing, and it's basically a sword that does 6 damage, and it's a pretty good sword actually. The next one though is the Ripper Blade, which does 8 attack damage, and this is a rare drop from sharks, and that it does some pretty decent damage actually. So if you put this down and then use the Ripper Blade on it, then it should do a lot of damage. Now the last one can be found in buried treasure, and I think sometimes in what would they call it? Sunken pirate ships. It's called the Cutlass, and as you can see, you can spam it like that, and it recharges very quickly. It also does as much as a diamond sword, so that's pretty cool too. So let's go to the next category. So now the next thing we have is the accessories category. So the first accessory we're going to show off is the regeneration ring, which, as you can see, when we hold it, it gives us a nice regeneration effect. It's only regeneration 1 though, but it's a constant regeneration 1 whenever you hold it. And you can also hold it in your offhand too. Now, this can be found in dungeons, and I'd say it's fairly useful, but not as not as much as the Holy Charm, which we'll get into later because we need to be in a nether to use this, which is really only useful then. But the winged boots can also be found in dungeons, and when you put them on, you get a speed boost, jump boost 4, and you also get slow falling. The health boost, that's from the vitality shard I ate earlier, so yeah, this gives you some very slow falling, and it also gives you a nice speed boost as well, and makes you jump very high. So let's just take that off because the particles might get in the way. The next one is the diving helmet. So you put this on, you get +2 armor, but you also get infinite water breathing. So you can go in the water and you won't have to worry about going up for air at all. You could literally just live down here if you have this helmet. So I don't see any danger, so honestly kind of disappointed, but okay. Yeah, so as long as you have this diving helmet on, then you won't have to worry about any drowning. So next we have let's go with the mining helmet, because these two are most commonly used in the nether. The mining helmet will give you night vision. It does kind of flicker a bit, just kind of because it kind of gives off a flickering lamp effect, I guess, but it does give you night vision. So this can be found in abandoned mine shafts, and I say it's pretty useful. So let's go to the nether and showcase these other two accessories. So as you can see, we are now in the nether, and I brought a snack with me so that I can not die. So let's go over the imp skin tunic first. So what this does is it has an insane amount of fire protection on it. So as you can see, we can like hurt a lot there, and I don't know what's going on with my health boost. We're getting hurt far less though than if we didn't have this on, because if we didn't have this on, that's noticeably a difference. Now I'm gonna put this back on and hopefully not die. Which I'll probably die anyway. Yeah, I died. There won't be this much nether gold in the nether. I was testing out spawn rates and I set it too high and this happened. So oh no. So this is the imp I was talking about, and it's really annoying because they are super fast and they will hunt you down wherever you are, and they're not fun. So let's put this in our offhand and summon a ghast. So let's summon it 10 blocks in front of us. So as you can see, when he shoots a fireball at me, it will disappear once it hits the barrier that says set up. So if we take this off, see it's functioning as normal, but when we hold it, it just gets deflected off the barrier, and it's because it's the barrier. So this also works with blazes too. So if we summon a blaze, it will, once it starts firing at us, it'll also deflect the blaze's fireballs too. Now, this will make it way easier to traverse the nether fortresses. But there's also a downside, as one, you can't use the Infernus staff while using this, and you can't knock back the gas fireballs either. So it is a trade-off, but if you don't want to get attacked by a ghast, you're going to want that. So I guess the next category is mob loot. You've seen some of the new mobs yet, but you haven't seen all of them. But I'll basically just show you the chest and explain all these items. So These are rotting bones. They drop from zombies, and currently their only use is basically like a regular bone, as well as these wither bones too. These drop from wither skeletons. But these two can be used for anything a bone can be used for right now. I'll probably add another use for them, but as of right now, they're basically just different types of bones. Shark fins, you could use them to make shark fin soup at the moment, and I may be making them a crafting thing for different types of weapons, but that'll be later. Jellyfish shell can actually be used to make poison potions, and also when you eat it, it's sort of poisonous. Let me give myself some hunger again. If it wants to. There we go. When I eat it, it'll actually poison me, so don't eat these because it's not tasty for your health or anything. These drop from jellyfishes, obviously, so Shadow Essence, that drops from wraiths, and currently it has no use, but as you can see, we have a magic altar over here that doesn't have any functionality yet, but we'll be able to use that later. So next we have the imp skin, which are dropped by those annoying things, which I mentioned before, but again, if we go to the smithing table, you can make an imp skin tunic out of these, and it'll give you some pretty good fire protection. Next is lizard scales, which will be used to make circuit boards later. And yeah, the circuit boards will be really useful for advancing after the highest tier, which will be, I'm not sure yet, but there's going to be a hard mode added later. I'm just going to say that. Ice shards, they're dropped by the Frozen Dead, which I mentioned like a couple years ago. Yeah, I've also made them look 1,000 times better. I've made custom models for most of these, mobs, so yeah, they should look a lot better than they did before. Cinder scales, they're dropped by lava monsters, and they have no use currently, but they will later. Same with porcupine quills, except they're dropped by porcupines. So next, let's go into tool sets. So, we have many different ingots that are added, a total of 7. So we have lead, aluminum, and copper, which do a bit less. They do the same, but they do a bit less than iron. Like, they can still mine everything iron can, except they just do, like, less attack damage. We have titanium, which basically diamond armor now, but I just decided to make it actual metal because that makes more sense than making a tool out of a gem, because it doesn't break if you hit it a certain way, and it just made more sense to me. Now, I actually did read that some types of steel are actually stronger than titanium, so the steel stuff is the next tier up, which this makes you mine faster and it does more damage. And then Amurium is something you can find in the nether. It's rarer than the nether gold. Like, well, I guess it's the same rarity, it's just more dangerous to get because you actually have to mine in the nether. And if anyone has ever tried to mine in the nether, they know that it's a 50% chance you'll fall in lava every block you break. Well, at least that's what it feels like. But these already have fire aspect on them, so if you hit anything with them, they will catch on fire. These have a mild fire protection on them. Also, the Amurium pickaxe can mine magma blocks, which now turn into lava when you break them, and you can get magma shards from it. Which, if you haven't noticed, you use that for the forge. So, yeah, that's the Amurium toolset. Then the Niobium toolset, which is currently the strongest toolset in the game as of now. There's going to be more. In fact, you've probably seen me carrying this Niobium sword around. These mine very fast, and I believe they'll have like a high knockback on them. And then the niobium stuff just is stronger and has more protection. Now let's get into ores. So ores, we have titanium ore, another gold ore, aluminum ore, lead ore, blood diamond ore, which those are used now to make the enchanting tables and the altars. And I gotta say, the enchanting table looks a lot better this way, in my opinion. Ores, there's the blood diamonds, there's niobium, which is found in the end. These two are found in the nether. Quartz ore, which replaces granite. Copper ore, which replaces redstone ore. But copper ingots can be made in copper dust, and then you can do everything with it. Vital ore, which that's where you get the vitality shards. And Amurium ore, which that's where you get Amurium tools. And here's some materials. There's rubber, which isn't used yet. And we have copper, aluminum, lead, titanium, steel, amurium, and niobium ingots, as well as blood diamonds, coal dust, and magma shards, which can be used for the forge. So, let's go to blocks. There's a bunch of different blocks. So there's a bunch of new blocks added. There's titanium blocks, steel blocks, blocks of copper. There are melting magma blocks, which these are interesting. Blocks of lead, blocks of niobium, smithing tables, which I put them in here because I made them actually useful. Counters, foundrys, and the enchanting table because they changed the texture. So let's show you these 4 types of blocks. So there's melting magma, amurium, niobium, and lead blocks here. So let's go on the lead block first. You'll get hit with Wither 2 for 10 seconds whenever you stand on it. And that will not be fun. And it also does this to mobs, so it's good for mob defense. Amurium, when you stand on it, it sets itself on fire. So it will also set you on fire. Niobium, when you stand on it, launches you into the air, and then you'll fall down and take a ton of damage. Melting magma block, which does the same as a Murium block, except it slows you down while you're on it. So you'll also be slowed while you step on this, while you're burning. And there's also another thing I need to show you, and it's with the magma block itself. So if we go somewhere where I'm not going to burn down the whole entire forest, which I probably will anyway. Let's place some of these down and give ourselves a pickaxe. So if we go into survival and try to break these, they will, oh, that's a spider there. Hey spider, oh, wait a second. Now, when you mine magma, it will turn into lava. And also, if you drop a melting magma block, it will turn itself into lava. So basically, if you drop this, it will turn itself into lava, but I'm gonna go underwater where it turns itself into obsidian. So I'll actually show it over here. If we drop it, we just get melted instantly as it turns into lava. So let's go into creative real quick so that the spider stops chasing us. So that's like basically all the normal blocks, like the non-crafting ones. But the smithing table, that's where you will craft all the special tools. So you have all the amurium and niobium stuff. You can also craft an imp skin tunic here. Let's see, the counter, that's where you will craft all your food. So there are actually omelets. May have not put some of the stuff in the chests yet, and I know I forgot to put a certain type of arrow, which I guess I'll save it to last anyway. And then the foundry, it's where you can basically double your ore supply. Whenever you smelt something in the foundry, you'll get 2 times the ingots. And you can also make rubber, which doesn't have a use yet. Enchanting table is normal. Blast furnace, you use it to make steel from, I believe, where did I put them? Here, I'll just find it. You put a layered ingot, you put it in the blast furnace, and it will make a steel ingot after some time. But you can only use this with a blast furnace, and the blast furnace now you need titanium to make, so you need to find titanium before you can make steel. So yeah. And then next is magic altar. Has no use yet. Oh no, I broke it. The furnace, it's now made of bricks. You can make your bricks in the oven, which that's what you will make first. And yeah, that's basically it for blocks. So now I will show you the mobs. So the first mob we have here is the jellyfish. The jellyfish, they spawn in the ocean, and they are a hostile mob, and when you go into survival mode, they will attack you. And they don't do that much damage, but they do spawn in like giant groups, so you're gonna have to be careful of them. And when you kill them, they will drop a jellyfish shell. So now the next mob, and also jellyfish, when they hop up on land, they will instantly die. I don't know why that one was holding the fishing rod, but okay. So next we have the shark, which it does a ton of damage. Has a lot of health, and it's typically not fun to run into, but these will also spawn in the ocean, and they will drop shark meat and sometimes a shark fin. So yeah, that's the 2 ocean mobs. Also, if they walk on land, they will also die as well. Alright, so let's go on to some of the land passive mobs. And now for the passive mobs, we have the lizard, the porcupine, and the turkey. So the lizard, I've showcased this in, I think, a very old video. So the lizard, it has a nice custom model now, and these spawn in jungles, and when you kill them, they give you raw lizard and lizard scales. So you could cook these in the counter, and then you can get yourself some good cooked lizard. Next we have the porcupine, and the porcupine is special because when you hit it, it'll do damage back to you. So let's kill it and hopefully get some health back. And eat the shark meat from the sharks we killed earlier. And carrot. So yeah, the porcupine, when you hit it, it will deal damage to you, and when you manage to kill it, it will drop raw porcupine meat and some porcupine quills. Now, the final mob we have is turkey. The turkey spawns wherever chickens spawn, and when you kill it, it gives you raw turkey and some feathers, and some bones as well. Alright, now let's go on to all the hostile mobs. So now I'll show you the hostile mobs. So the first one I'm going to show you is the Frozen Dead. This one will spawn in snowy biomes and any like biome with snow in it, and it will drop ice shards on death. So ice shards look like this, and they'll also drop normal zombie things like the rotting bone and the rotten flesh. I'm gonna clear out my inventory for a sec. But next is the Wraith. These spawn in the soul sand patches in the nether, so gotta watch out for them because they have a 50% chance of not taking any knockback. I killed that one kind of fast, so as you can see, there's sometimes it won't take any knockback, but when you kill them, they drop Shadow Essence, which will be used later for more magic stuff. Now the imps, I think I've mentioned these before. They're these annoying things. Oh, I actually killed that one kind of quickly. They're these annoying things that will set you on fire when they hit you, and they are super fast and they can jump really high, and they'll spawn around the gravel patches in the nether. I'm gonna eat this porcupine before I die. May also eat this turkey as well. And I don't have any more meat. That's probably not good. Oh well. So the next one is the angry cactus, which and I'm getting better at killing these things. The angry cactus, it will basically act as a ghast, and it will shoot fireballs at you, and these spawn around the desert, so they're basically desert gas, but they drop a bunch of cactus chunks, so it's kind of worthwhile actually. Next we have the lava monster. I'm gonna save the magma bug for last because I want to show you how they spawn, because it's kind of interesting. So the magma monster, well the lava monster, it spawns whenever a zombie pigman enters the lava, and when it damages you, it'll give you, it'll set you on fire. And it also has a considerable amount of health, but when you kill it, it drops cinder scales, which don't have a use yet. But the last mob I want to show you, I'm going to actually cut over to the nether for this. So magma bugs are really interesting because they don't spawn naturally in the nether like everything. There's a thing called magma nests that spawn, and they look like this. And as you can see, the magma bugs will spawn around it because they only spawn when you're near the nest. But these do spawn a lot, and when they're around the nest. And if we go into game mode survival, you'll see as they set you on fire, and they are really annoying. But they have 12 health, and since I'm injured, I'm doing less damage. They have 12 health, and they will set you on fire when they damage you. But all you need to do to stop them from spawning is to break the hives. But the hives spawn a lot. Like, there's a lot of hives. Like, I'm sure if we like wander around here for a little bit, we'll find another one. Like, there was just one we saw over there, but let's see if we can spot another one. That's where the wraiths spawn, so they'll spawn around these areas, but let's see if we can find another hive around here. I think it's because I kind of just killed all of them before they came here, but as you can see, we're seeing some more of the regular gold generation right here. See, it doesn't spawn as often as it did over there because I changed it, and I haven't really explored this area yet, so let's see if we can... Ah, there's one. So, yeah, they are quite common. There's another one right there. So, yeah, you gotta look out for these things, because if one spawns right next to your nether portal, not only can they go through the portal, but they'll just keep spawning and spawning, so you gotta destroy it really fast. The best thing I would say for getting rid of these is probably one of my favorite ways, but there's an arrow type I forgot to mention, which is called the explosive arrow. So this replaces spectral arrows, and it does exactly what its name says. It explodes things. This way, you don't have to get near the. Oh no, I just dropped my bow. That's bad. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. This way, if you destroy them with a explosive arrow, you don't have to get close to it, and not many will have to spawn. So that would probably be the best way to destroy these Pac-Man nests. Also, the crafting recipe for these is in a crafting table. Just surround a explosive arrow with 4 gunpowder, and just surround a regular arrow with 4 gunpowder, and it'll make an explosive arrow. And as you can see by the end of this video, these crops have grown. Like the corn grew faster than the lettuce, which is kind of hard for me to believe actually, because I thought the corn would take longer. But see, you can mine the lettuce, and you'll get lettuce seeds and lettuce, and you can break these corn, and then you'll get your corn. So you also get some corn seeds from it as well. So like you could just plant your corn back. I only got 9. That's weird. Sometimes they'll drop more than 1. It depends. Depends on how it feels. But there was one last thing I said I was going to show you guys, and that was the creeper meat. And I'm doubting this will be a shock to you, but I'll just show you what happens when you eat it. We'll go over to our test island over here. So yeah, I put my hunger bar all the way down so that I could show you some of the stuff it does. So upon consuming this creeper meat, you will instantly explode. But there is a way to survive this explosion, but you kind of need the best gear and a vitality shard. But look at our hunger bar now. It's now completely full, whereas it was basically all gone. So it will heal all your hunger, but you'll also explode. So that could be good, it could be bad. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. But anyway, that was the new Technocraft rewrite, and I'll put my world that I used in the description below, and I'll also put the old world up for download. Even I doubt your computer will be able to run it, because mine had a hard time, but who knows, maybe because I was using an i5 laptop. So I haven't run it on this computer yet. I think it could run, but I'm not sure. So you could try if you want, but I'm not sure it'll run. And it's for 1.11, whereas this one is for 1.14. You could also take the data pack out of this world and put it in one of your own worlds, see how long you could survive in it. Judging on the amount of things that could kill you, you might want to keep inventory on for the first one, but if you don't want to, then that's fine too, because I'm not saying you have to, but I'm just recommending it. But anyway, guys, I'll put those 2 download links in the description, and also let me know if you have any item suggestions that you can find in caves, because I'm really short on ideas for those. So put those suggestions down in the comments, and I'll see you all later.